Hey there, welcome back to my channel. There are so many updates to share with you all today. I don't even know where to begin, but the last that I posted or that I shared with you all about my clothing line was that I rerouted for the third time, picked a manufacturer, and had all of my materials shipped to New Jersey. That's right, New Jersey. Not Alabama, not Arizona, but third time's a charm. All my material was sent probably 3 or 4 weeks ago to a third manufacturer in New Jersey. This gal that I'm kind of working with is almost like a broker there in New Jersey, where she has local seamstresses that are working for her there, but also some connections to other manufacturers offshore. So one of her big ones is actually in Bangladesh, and then I think she has some more connections in Lima, Peru, actually. But nonetheless, my spring collection, since I already have all of my material purchased, it will be made in the US. It's actually going to be handmade by local seamstresses there in New Jersey, and so they've been working on my first samples for like I said, for spring the last few weeks, and I should have them, fingers crossed, tomorrow. So I'm so excited to actually see the finished product in person. I'm just like dying. So they're gonna be handmade in New Jersey, and that's kind of what we had settled on and put together. And if you remember from my last video as well, I shared with you, I am cutting back for my initial spring launch just to a 3-piece dress collection. So I initially had an 8-piece spring collection that I was so excited about, and just with everything that went on, I'm decided to scale back. And mainly that was also because the 3 dresses that I will be moving forward with, I already have all the material for. The rest of my pieces are actually like a kind of like a polyester georgette material, and I hadn't finalized my prints yet. They're all printed pieces that are on that fabric, and so I actually just got those prints sorted out, and I might be moving forward with still finishing out the rest of the spring collection, but kind of repurposing and almost making it more of like a late summer launch, which actually I think still works, because truth be told, my whole spring collection is so versatile that I think and they're such classic pieces, I think that you'll get so much use out of them in spring all the way throughout summer. So I think it's gonna be okay, and we'll kind of have almost like a dual launch. So I'm really excited about it. We're still kind of sorting out the details. The other garments, like I said, that are in this georgette material, that are kind of the second half to my spring summer collection, probably will be made offshore in Bangladesh. I think there's a lot of pros and cons to that. I've learned so much about the manufacturing process throughout this whole journey. And truth be told, it's kind of sad to say, American manufacturing, there's just so many issues. I mean, clearly I'm at this place where now I'm on my 3rd one, and I've had so many shipping and just issues, which, oh my gosh, I have a whole nother like saga side story about shipping my material from this last place in Arizona to New Jersey. I was quoted $1,200. So keep in mind, this is like costing malfunction of this whole manufacturer fiasco. I think I paid like $1,600 to have my first batch of clothing from the manufacturer that shut down in Alabama to Arizona. That was like $1,600. And then I was quoted like another $1,200 to send the whole pallet of material from from Arizona up to New Jersey. And I ended up getting a bill from UPS for $4,600 that I'm still trying to sort out with UPS. Something went wrong. For whatever reason, the pallet, they decided weighed twice as much as what it did whenever I had it sent the first time. So I'm hoping that there's just some malfunctions going on with UPS in the back end. I'm like really hoping so anyway. Otherwise, that's gonna be a whole nother fire I'm gonna have to put out. Like I said, this whole pipe dream of American manufacturing, I'm just not sure if it's going to be worth it. And I think just the overall price, it's crazy whenever you look at comparing the numbers for what you can manufacture clothing pieces here in the States versus overshore. Like her Bangladesh pricing that she shared with me, what I'll be able to retail items for is going to be so much significantly inexpensive that I don't know, it definitely makes me go back and forth, and it's just a lot I think I need to process through of what I want my brand to really mean and stand for, but also cost at the end of the day, because this is a business, and while I would love to keep everything American made as much as anyone else, the long-term sustainability of it, I'm just not sure. So it's a lot to weigh out and process. I'd actually love to know your thoughts if you want to drop me a comment below what your opinions are about it, but if you would really be willing to pay, you know, not just an extra 10, 20 bucks, but truth be told, hundreds more for American manufacturing. I'm curious to know your thoughts. So anyway, that's been what's kind of been going on behind the scenes. I should have my samples tomorrow. So I'm gonna share with you all kind of the evolution of my green print that I shared via Instagram. So the first rough draft of that print was actually this right here, which isn't necessarily terrible. This is a very like marine green, kind of a seafoam color, but it just wasn't perfect. This was like the initial just kind of stock print that we had selected, and it fit the bill, but it just wasn't perfect. So I knew that I was gonna have to get something a bit more custom. So we actually hired a print artist who came up with the lovely print that you did see on Instagram. It's the same one that's actually in this strike off here as well. And it's a really, really pretty print. Like, I really love this print. It's very feminine, it's very dainty. It's got a very like elegant, but yet sophisticated look to it. And it's on our fabric, which is a linen blend that I'm so excited about because I love linen. Like, I love anything linen. To me, linen is a very sophisticated, like, I just feel like really fancy women wear linen. I don't know, maybe that's like something that is just like forever in my head. But the problem with full 100% linen is that it is so incredibly difficult to wash, keep iron. It's just a really difficult fabric to care for in like everyday wear and tear. So we actually picked this linen blend that has a high, still has a high percent of linen in it. So it still gives off that same like luxurious, sophisticated linen feel to the touch, but it's a little bit more practical. So that's what's on printed on this fabric. And I will say this strike off that I have is actually not the finished product. So we actually did mute this green a bit. This is a very like bright, vibrant, almost like apple green. And the green we ended up going with is a bit more muted, which I think again just kind of gives it more of that sophisticated spring look. Not that a bright green isn't isn't great, but I just felt like when I saw this in person, it was still a bit too bright. So we ended up toning it down, and I'm so excited for you guys to see the finished product. So that's kind of our the evolution of our green print for spring. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to see that. And then the next thing that I'm going to show you is a major, major, major sneak peek. It's at, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. So it could be a dress, it could be a skirt, it could be a blouse, for the second part of our launch. So this isn't a print that you're going to see in our initial launch. It's going to be in our second half to the spring summer collection. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm so, so, so excited about this one. It might be a personal favorite. We actually did hire a print artist to do this one as well. This is actually the same print artist that does Reese Witherspoon's clothing line, Draper James. So she's beyond talented, and I'm honestly still a little like starstruck that we even got to use her. And that connection I just think is kind of fun because I've always followed Reese Witherspoon's clothing line too. So anyway, I digress. This is the floral, and it is so, so cute. It probably isn't even coming across as cute over the camera as what it actually is in person, and I'm so happy about it. I really wanted this print to have like a very light, almost like watercolored look. Like, I wanted it to not be super like stark and bright. I wanted and like sharp. I wanted it to have like a very muted, watercolor, springy summer feel. And again, like this is our Georgette polyester material, and it feels so soft. It almost feels like a thicker silk, but it's just a really great fabric. Like I'm so excited to see what this actually looks like when it all comes together. But this is the print, just so you guys can see it. This comes in our strike off, so you can kind of see it here. So it is to scale. This is kind of what it will look like here, and I am just so excited for it. So that's what it looks like, and the evolution of this print has come a long way as well. I will tell you, I'll show you guys what we were kind of starting with. That just was not, like I said, my overall vision. But that was the print. This blue print right here was kind of the start to that. So you can kind of see the evolution is just crazy, and maybe I'm a perfectionist. I mean, I still like this. This is not to scale, but you can just kind of tell it was very, very harsh and stark and much brighter than what I was going for. And all along I wanted more of this like whimsical kind of watercolor look. So I'm so excited about it. And thank you guys so much for following along on this whole journey. I'm not gonna give away too much more, so that's all you're gonna get today. But thank you again for following along, subscribing to my YouTube channel. Stay in touch. I'm gonna hopefully have a lot more to come later this week after the sample process is done and this first round of edits go back through, and we hopefully have some garments that we can sell here in the next couple months. So thank you for staying in the know, and I will keep you guys posted soon with another video, probably giving some behind the scenes of our sample process. So have a great day. We'll see you next time.